Turn that on. Okay, if you've got sound, I have a absolutely arse backwards workaround that I'm going to have to use to get chat. So let's see if I've got sound. If not, I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I've turned off my accessibility settings, so I can barely use my computer. And we're absolutely guessing as to what's going on. So we're gonna see. Hang on, guys, I'll check. I can't even read comments. Like they're on the screen, which is lovely, but I can do nothing with them. So I have to hope that I can get comments so they'll show up on my screen at a 20-second delay, and they'll be even more delayed on the phone. And that's my only hope. It's great. I hate accessibility in text so much. Oh my God, my sound is terrible. Why? I can't change it. I can't adjust it. I can't fix it. I can't fiddle it. YouTube doesn't let you do a darn thing. Oh, that is so gross. I don't even want to podcast. That is just the worst sound ever. Epic terrible. Okay. Talk back. Accessibility. Talk back. On. Now, can I mute my YouTube stream? That's the question. Can I mute myself? I don't think I can. Yikes. Yikes. Settings. Quality. Playback speed. Comments. Nope. Oh, great. Hi, Nikki. Okay, well we've got sound, but I can't access comments at all. So this should be fun. Insofar as not fun at all. I YouTube, if you do a 1 word, 2 word, or 3 word, you guys will notice that you get little symbols in front of your names when you comment. That's absolutely so gross. YouTube, when you tap your screen for talkback, will only read number 1, number 2 as to where you guys sit in rankings for that. So I have no access to comments today. Welcome to tech. Specifically, welcome to tech Windows accessibility. Focused. Oh, I hate it. 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 Um, no, because I'm probably on Alsa's phone, which wouldn't work. Because the only other option is to have someone read them to me. But the moderator is probably on her phone watching and enjoying her evening. So we'll do a podcast, and I'm just gonna say hi. I'm just gonna talk. I have no way to get feedback. Cool beans. That's great. That's the thing that happens. Okay, I'm gonna turn talk back off because I'm not using it on my phone anymore. And all of the buttons are different. Different, 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 different. Let's. I have to make sure it's all turned off before I do anything else, or I will forget, and then I will be annoyed. When it kicks in, it's supposed to be a problem. All right, let's do a podcast. Then I'll just apologize occasionally because, guys, I can't read your comments today. Do we want to start with, let's start with projects. When I ask questions and stuff, also, love, could you let me know what the responses are on Discord? Mostly because I can open up Discord and turn talk back on, and I can just tap when you message things. I'm going to take a sip of tea, and then we're going to get the party started. I really filled my teacup. Oh, I filled that up really high today. Not a fancy tea today. We're just doing a ye old regular orange pekoe tetley today because I needed a bit of a cleansing start the new year kind of situation going on. I did work some projects, and we just did a check-in with Louise. So we've got a lot to cover, and we have new stuff. And I've got some questions, hence my hey, also. Would you be willing to send me messages on Discord if I ask questions to the internet? Because I can't read the comments. Well, I could, but I would have to get within 2 to 3 inches of my screen to read them at the size of font it is right now so that I can see what's going on the screen. So it's gonna be a problem. I wonder if I can without having to listen, because oh my God, my sound is terrible today, guys. It's gross. It's just gross. Okay. Can I get it bigger? Oh, it's starting to get angry. Oh, okay. I can no longer see what I'm doing. Fine. Do I really need to see what I'm doing? Probably not. Can I scroll? Oh, that's lovely. No, it won't let me scroll. Go back down. Will you let me scroll now? Oh, I get a sidebar. You can do that also? Thank you. YouTube Studio doesn't like when you blow up the screen too big. So I can get the font up to about a 12 or 13, and 14's kind of okay. I'm creeping into 16, 18 range for font sizing to read at any like arm's length distance, which is where your computer screen should be. So there's that. But if also can do the Discord for, I won't reply on Discord. I will reply verbally because I'm going to turn talk back on. I don't know if you guys have ever played with talkback. It's a nightmare. It's a big nightmare. Excellent. I have our DM thread opened also, so we're good to go. Um, when I'm typing without talkback on my phone, I do hear the letters because I've got sound turned on, so I can hear every time I type on my keyboard. It will read me the letter, and then it will read me the complete word after I've hit spacebar. And I can text just about as fast as everybody else can that way. Exclamation points, the whole, like I know how to flip through the screens quickly. If I miss something, I can hit the backspace button and go back. When talkback is on, the keyboard will read you the letters, but not the words. And if you want to go back to correct something, you have to tap to activate the backspace button, and then you have to quickly double tap the backspace button to go back one space. You have to repeat this process of activating the back button and then double tapping to go backwards every single letter, every single space. So I go from texting like I'm a person who's texted a good chunk of her life to texting like I'm four and I am figuring out what the alphabet is. It's a problem. However, I need TalkBack on to read messages because fonts don't get any larger than I already have on my phone. And I'm on dark mode and I've got the blue screen light on and I've done all the things I can do. I can't read Discord messages on my phone anymore. So I need to listen to the messages with TalkBack on, then turn TalkBack off to reply because Discord won't let you do emotions or reply buttons or at buttons with accessibility turned on. That's what we're dealing with today, only on the computer and YouTube, which is a bit of a nightmare, if you want to say it that way. However, now that we've had a crash course on how terrifically terrible tech is for accessibility, Ugh. And I have tea. Let's talk about projects. I didn't bring the yarn in for my niece's mitts. Oh, that's fine. There's nothing to show, so that's okay. We can deal with that. We can totally deal with that. The test knit. Yeah, we're talking about that on the podcast today too. Don't worry, Sandy. It's on the schedule. And it's on the schedule because today's the day. We're gonna get there. 1st of January came and rolled around. I had worked on some things in advance because, well, it was Thursday by the time we got that. Nothing fancy. I am in dire need of new dishcloths, so I just whipped out some dishcloths for myself. Just very quickly sat down one morning. Well, sat down 3 mornings in a row, and while I was cooking my breakfast in the morning, I was cranking out some dishcloths. I need to weave in the ends for them still, but then they're good to go. But I needed some for my old ones have died. Died. So I did that. I'm going to just continue to fix this. That's the wrong direction. Because the screen won't scroll and let me know that there's new notes to check on. Uh, the other big thing I worked on, and we got yarn, so acquisitions are going to happen, is we had the Zoom check-in for the last Granny Square of the year with the crochet group ladies, and I wanted to start assembling things. So I had gotten a hold of a navy blue cotton yarn. Technically it's worsted, but I find I end up knitting cotton and it doesn't get as fluffy as wool does. So I grabbed the cotton in navy blue, and I started assembling my marled squares. So we've got the first row of a blanket done. I also fell asleep 3 times while doing this, which for me is the symbol that I need to put it down, the project down for a while, because I'm disengaging from the project. So I got it done. I have my sample. This covers the top of the bedspread, either height-wise or width-wise. So the 9 squares that I have are good. I just need to assemble the other 9 squares, and then we can work on the border. So we are 80% of the way to a full blanket. I'm going to say 80, not 90, because borders take a while. But I'm going to show off the blue yarn because I bought 2 balls of blue yarn here in a hot moment. However, it took a while, and I don't know how much time it was because I kept napping. Guys, it was really easy to just lie down and take a nap. And it helps so much. It helps so much. Okay. Oops. I just got attacked by something and I don't know what. We had a couple of cast-ons, and I've already had some drama. So the January challenge for the crochet group this year is a sweater. It could be a pullover, it could be a cardigan, whatever you want. I'm sure you guys are quite used to hearing me talk about this with like ad nauseum to the list because I've been doing it for a hot minute. My initial goal had been to crochet the Millie cardigan. I was going to use this wonderful brown alpaca. So pretty. I rolled it up. It's a beautiful chocolate brown. I look good in chocolate brown and pumpkin orange. That it is what it is. That's just those are colors I look good at. I was excited. The V-neck cropped, super cute with sweaters or with summer dresses and stuff. And I'm sold. I want this alpaca to be a cropped cardi that I can wrap up or toss on with some buttons and wear over a summer dress. The problem is I swatched and I'd read the initial instructions for the pattern, but I didn't read through the whole pattern. I stopped so that I wouldn't be tempted to just cast on. And unfortunately, designer probably has a very pretty color overlay of some sort on the white version. So the non-black mode PDF copy that you get for the Millie cardigan, which leaves a series of dots in the black version that overlay all of the written instructions. So the written instructions are 1/2 to 3/4 obscured by little yellow dots in my version of the PDF because I went from white mode, so the regular mode, to dark mode. That's it. That's all I did. And It's not readable. So I messaged the designer to let her know that for her patterns, they are not accessible because I cannot flip them to dark mode and read the pattern instructions. They're already not accessible because she columns her text. So like she's already not accessible as it is, but the pattern is unusable. So I have a $12 pattern I cannot use. That's wonderful. I've put it aside because I'm pissed, and when I get angry, I have to walk away from things. So I will find a different pattern that has a cropped cardigan situation for this alpaca because I am very set that this brown alpaca should be a cropped cardigan that I can put over a summer dress. This is a really cool brown alpaca. It's not dyed. This is a natural, this is what the color of the alpaca was. And I have 400 grams. I got 200 grams in this ball and I got 200 grams in another ball. I had purchased them from one of the um, yarn stores in Saskatoon. And this is so local. The farm doesn't have a website. That's how local this is. So it's an incredibly local to Saskatoon alpaca farm, and they don't dye their wool, their alpaca. They just process it. Right, like I've already found some. I don't want to say fiber. What is it? Um, hay. I found a piece of hay already in it, and I love crocheting in it. The crop is going to let me not melt as much as it would if I wore alpaca on the regular size, and being able to wrap it or open it up with buttons means with a DV means I can let some heat out. So I know what I want that to be. I just now need to go find a pattern. I'm heavily tempted just to message Erin today, Fireweed Fabric Co, and go, hey, what's the name of that pattern for that wrap that I keep stealing from her when we're doing shows? Because she did it in her yarn, but it fits me great. So I'm tempted to message her and ask her for the name of that and put that on my wish list for next month to pick up in February. But it's not crochet, so it's not going to count for the crochet challenge this month. So I had to pivot last night. So while I was chatting with Louise, I was hunting down patterns. And I found one, and Louise got very excited about it. And I'm intrigued because I've never made the herringbone stitch in crochet before. I have yet to run across a crochet term that's complicated to do. Sometimes I have to think and stop and think about it for a hot second. But I'm making from Hey Crochet with Carrie, because when we're in doubt and when we're angry, we go to a designer we know we can trust to have accessible patterns. And hers are available for free on a blog, or you can buy the PDF. That's your call. I will buy the PDF next month when I have money to do so. This month we're working on the blog, but the blog flips to dark mode just fine. Just fine. It's not a problem. And because it's a blog, it's not columned text. Thank the gods it's not column text. And it's a shrug cardigan. I've made some shrug cardigans in the past, and I've always ended up not keeping them because I've not made them big enough. I've always made them and gone, okay, but this fits my shoulders, but it hasn't been big enough to really like envelop me the way a cocoon cardigan should or a shrug cardigan could. So we're making the proper size this time. So I'm making the size ratio isn't amazing. It only goes up to like a 50, 52-inch bust. It's free. We could auto you could do the math and make a longer chain, it'd be fine. I got 2 rows in. I'm making it out of the powdered snow white Karen cake that I have. This was going to be a cabled sweater, but I couldn't see the cables in the white, which annoyed me, so I stopped and ripped it out. I don't care for the herringbone. So the herringbone stitch is dead simple. Like dead simple. I did it the one time with the special instructions, and I have not read the instructions since. So I need to do this single row repeat for like 79 rows or something crazy to make a big old rectangle. So we are in rectangle creation stage. I'm on a 6.5 millimeter hook because I wanted some drip, I wanted some give. And it's again, we're on row 2. I just started row 3. So we're still curling a little bit, and that's fine. The curl will disappear as I make the square. But I've gotta be it's 170 stitches of a chain. They're long I got a long way to go. I have 5 balls of this powdered snow. If it's not enough, don't worry. I have more white. We'll get there. We'll get to acquisitions. I promise. I'm checking and tapping Asa's screen here every once in a while. If you guys see me looking down. So if any new messages show up, I can do that. So it's the 4th of January and I've already had drama. That's wonderful. Oh, it's great. Aaron's already sent a message. Are you already keeping track of things for me? I'm getting all the messages. With the Discord or with the talkback on, whenever I receive a notification, it tells me what the notification is. So, the Patreon members, uh, actually, when they message me, like DM me, um, I actually get the notification and it tells me what was sent. So there you go, guys. That's your wrap. Probably gonna turn that brown all back into that. I think she made like a 44-inch bust, but her gauge was a little weird because she was holding a fingering and her not mohair lace, it's the silk lace together. Dang, it's so pretty. Okay, I think that's what she's doing. All right. The other thing that started in January, other than the Choose Your Own Adventure test knit, don't worry, we're getting there, is my buddy knit with Asa. And Asa has known for a hot minute that I've had the Iskeld sweater. I own it. It's in my library. I want to make it. It's a V-neck pullover sweater with little tiny puffy sleeves and an A-line shape or a bell shape, depending on what you want to do for the body. And I've had it forever. I love V-neck sweaters. I want more V-neck sweaters. I have very few V-neck sweaters. We had to swatch. Technically, the pattern holds a fingering and a mohair together. We all know of my hatred of mohair, so that wasn't going to happen. But I do have lace weight yarns. So I did a swatch and too many stitches per inch. It's a wonderful dense fabric. It's got some. The pattern calls for 20 stitches over 4 inches. To get 20 stitches over 4 inches in this really pretty color, which is a light blue cloud color, Manos de Uruguay yarn, held with Air on a Firewood Fabric Coast, Holly in the Snow colorway, which is very white. To get 20 stitches over 4 inches, I have to work on a 5mm needle because gauge. My fear by moving up to the 5mm needle is I will not have enough yarn because I will obviously be eating up more yarn. So I think I'm going to drop, here's a hank of Holly in the Snow. I think I'm going to drop the blue, which I'm sad to do because I definitely don't have enough lace weight if I move up a needle gauge. And I'm just going to make it in Holly in the Snow, which is going to make it a white sweater with some green and red spots. I think this is Holly in the Snow. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be wrong. So I'm gonna do that mostly because I know I can get a sweater out of 4 skeins of fingering on a 4mm at 20 stitches over 4 inches. I've done it several times on Erin's yarn, and it's consistently getting that. So as much as I love the white and the blue together because it's very, very pretty, I don't think I can do that on a 5mm. I will likely run out of the fingering. I will absolutely run out of the lace. So I would have to, and the lace weight was bought on sale 7 years ago. Like I'm not getting that again. I'm not getting it again. So I don't think I can do that. I do have other lace weight yarns, and I could always fade into like a dark gray situation at the bottom, but I really don't want to do that. I want the sweater to be all one color section. So I think we're going to go just Holly in the Snow. I'm going to cast on the 4mm on the Chow Goose, and we're going to go to town because I know that's for 20 stitches over 4 inches. Just, I know it is. Okay. This is the 4th of January, and I've had this much drama already. I don't know, but here we are, and that's how it's happened. Guys, feel free to chat. Also, will impart the information to me. Ooh, did Jen hop in? No, that's Asa. Yeah, it's true. I can't. Hey, look, I'm reading chat. Somewhat. Hello. The good news is, what's that called? That's it. We've got the check-in project, and then we're into the fun stuff, which is acquisitions and opening up the first of the Stash Yarn Club for the year. I don't know if anybody else is doing Stash Yarn Club with me. Oh, my nose. The range is not too bad today. Why? Because I was going to be more productive than I have. Mind you, I did do that assembly of the 3 squares, and each one of those squares took almost a podcast, and then I fell asleep, so there's that happening. For checkoff this month, well, past month, me and Louise was working on her Sophie hood. I'm super proud of her. She decided she didn't like it in that yarn and ripped it and is making it in a different yarn, which is excellent news. I had to do some progress work on my wood woes. This is my second wood woes. It is out of I Am the Borg. It's another club colorway. This one is from Star Trek, which is a couple of years ago now at this point. And I wanted another basic variegated sweater I could toss on, wear, and go. And this fits the bill perfectly. This is also how I know I'm 20 stitches over 4 inches on Erin's fingering weight yarn on a 4mm Chaoku needle. This is my second wood woes with that measurements. I put a stitch marker in and was like, cool, how much progress can I make? I made about 4 inches, which doesn't sound like a lot to realize I'm knitting a 48-inch bust on a fingering weight yarn during Christmas. And while the last 2 weeks of my month were pretty, which honestly is when I did most of the work on this, are pretty easy because I don't have a ton going on, the first few are insanely busy. So I made some progress. I'm going to keep puttering away with the body. I need a lot of body. I'm technically a 52, 53-inch bust. And so I'm making a size 48. You guys can do the math. That's a lot of negative ease. And I prefer it that way. I want the sweater to be that fitted. So I need to make a lot of body to accommodate for the fact I'm going to lose a lot of body length when I put it on, and it has to go over the girls. So we are not even 50% done. I'm still working on ball two. Ball two. No, I mean, I only got that much left of ball two. So like we're not we're not really necessarily got like a lot of yarn left to go, as opposed to the full-size skein that's ready to go for the first sleeve with the sleeve needle. However, it's fine. I'm going to see if I can get to the end of the ball this week. So when I see Erin on Saturday, I can ask for some help picking up the stitches for the sleeves. We were on the road to Mom's in October when I split for the sleeves. And my brain went, ha ha ha, you forgot to bring your needles. So we just threw it on some yarn because we were in the car and that's what we had available to us. However, that does mean I need help picking the stitches up because I can't, obviously we didn't have a white yarn to go with the dark, with the dark sweater. We had a dark colored yarn to go with the dark sweater. So I can't pick up the stitches in this format. However, I know when we were doing it, we were discussing it, Erin went, oh no, I have to spend 5 minutes picking up stitches. Whatever will I do? I'm like, fair. Fair. For a sighted person, this is not an issue. It's just an issue for me. So I'm going to get the stitches picked up on Saturday, and then I can make some sleeves. After that, I'm just going to knit till I'm almost out of yarn for the body, because I know I need to make it super duper long. However, doesn't mean first check-in of the year, I had a win because I had progress. This guy lives in a bag that was made for me by the Tracy. She's one of the Patreon members. Was that Advent exchange gift from last year, I believe? Year before? Nope, last year. So that is happening. However, this month's check-in is my niece's mitts because I needed something small. Because as we already know, I'm already up 2 sweaters and we've got one more sweater to go. Plus, it's get her done month in January. So I don't have anything to show because I haven't cast anything on. I'm going to take a photo with the yarn and then I'm going to go take a look and see what I can find for patterns, right? And we're going to go from there. I keep whacking things. I'm so sorry. It's the 6.5mm crochet hook. It's getting in the way. It's getting in the way. Oh, you don't have enough of the yarn for the sweater? Do you have contrasting or coordinating colors in the yarn that you like, Nikki? I asked specifically because there is that Scrappy V sweater, which is fingering weight, and it's designed to use scraps or individual skeins. I made my first one out of the Songbird Club colorways that I had left, and I just picked some really nice colors that worked really well together, and hot dang, that turned out really sharp. It is a V-neck, so you do have to wear a tank top underneath of it, and that's okay. Layers are key when occasionally your body decides it's going to turn into a nuclear power plant and give off heat, which is the stage I'm at now in my life. So I need to be able to take things off without stripping in public is what I need to be able to do. because it gets hot. I get very, very warm. However, the scrappy V goes on and it comes off and it looks really pretty and it's bright and colorful, but because they're coordinated skeins of yarn, they look really good together. And I literally pulled it out of stash out of single fingering weight skeins that I got from Songbird colorway. Songbirds was the first yarn club I did with Aaron. I've been hooked ever since. All right, I gotta go. Oh, tea. I haven't been talking yet this morning. Hi, Tracy. I'm sorry. I can't have the microphone and NVDA, so poor Asa is doing double duty today. Guys, if you could hit the like button to show support for Asa, um, it will amuse me and possibly make her grumbly, and that's always a joy. She also sent me like 50 million links to go check out after this, so she's put me through my paces already today. The good news is that's it. I got to take a photo of the acrylic yarn for my niece's mitts. Why? Because the child loses mitts like she's still 6, not 19. And my mother likes to be able to put things to the washer and dryer if they've been outside wear stuff, which I agree with. Because if you touch things outside and then you come inside, oh, so oh. The thing. So Nikki, yes, line up those colors, take some photos. I'm sure we would all love to see them. But yeah, like look for like a scrappy V sweater or like really any sweater pattern that you like in fingering weight, and then stripe every 2 inches. So just change colors every 2 inches, and then go through your color rotation. That's really all the scrappy V is. I liked the V-neck aspect to it. That's why I made it. But you could do it with like any basic raglan shaped sweater. You're just changing your colors every 2 inches. And like I know Nikki knows what I'm talking about. We're totally she's good. She doesn't need my help. Line up pretty colors and take photos. That's the part we need, right? Pretty photos and colors. However, yes, heat flashes has not been the worst part of this whole beginning menopause process for me. If it was just that, it would be fine. I could deal with it. But it is more than that, and that is problematic, people. What was I talking about? Niece's mittens. Gotta take the photos at acrylic. My mother is very chemical sensitive, and I don't know if you know this about the world, but we're very chemical heavy and scent heavy, and it's a problem if you haven't had sensitivities like I do and my mom does. So being able to aggressively wash things that have been outside touching stuff is incredibly important. A lot of my most worn winter shawls are also acrylic so that I can take off the road salt, anything that the shawl may have come in contact with, cars, buildings, chairs, hanging next to somebody else who decides that they have to bathe in whatever laundry detergent it is that they use, which is just gross. So I need to be able to remove scents as often as possible. So my niece's mitts will be in acrylic. I'm going to try to make more than one pair because again, she's still 6. She still loses them a lot. I may or may not make matching hats or like headbands. I'm going to call her and ask her which she might like. I might crochet it. I might knit it. I have made no decisions other than we're making mittens for the niece. We'll go from there and we'll work on a plan from that point. All right. The boxy would be great, Nikki. That's amazing. Yeah, with the stripes. I don't own any of the boxy patterns. I keep thinking about it. Jen made a lacy boxy. I think it's where it's got the solid and then the lace parts. And I got to try it on one Manitoba Fiber Festival. She had it with her, so I tried it on. I like it in a more fitted. Obviously, Jen made it boxy for her size, and then like I'm bigger than Jen, so when I put it on, it was definitely more fitted, and I liked that. So I have been thinking about maybe making a boxy by Joji Locatelli and doing it out of scrap yarns and rotating it down. I just can't decide if I want like the basic boxy or if I want the lacy boxy, and I don't need both boxies. One or the other is all I need to do. So I need to make up my mind on that. But we're working on stash this year, so it could happen. Could happen. Okay. Started the Iskelt. Okay, well, I'm starting the Iskelt because I need to go to the 4mm needle and just do hauling in the snow, but I wanted to talk to you guys about that first. I have started my crochet sweater. Uh, it is a Celtic word from Hey Crochet with Carrie that I cannot pronounce, and I've not put through the Google Translate yet, so I don't know how to pronounce it. But if you look it up on Ravelry, it is the herringbone stitch. Patreon members, I will drop a link for you in the pattern links so that you guys can quickly go to it here, or also will before I'm done podcasting. One of the two things is going to happen for us. Then I've got the Chris. I got my niece's mints, which I can't talk about now. We're going to take the photo today, post, and that's it. We're not going to see anything until February when we do the check-in. So now we get to talk about the fun stuff because 2 sweaters is not enough in 1 month. We've got the Get Her Done challenge for January going on for Cheryl and Louise of the Fiber Friends. And I have already almost got an FO. And the reason I've stopped is the weird knitting curse that is me and binding off socks. So as you can see here, we've got a sock. We've got our ribbing. We're done. I just need to have human eyeballs. Doesn't even have to be Erin. It's just got to be some pair of human eyeballs. I cannot bind off on my own or I will drop a stitch. Why? I don't know. I just do every freaking time. So long as somebody else is in the apartment or I am out with somebody, like even getting out and have a cup of coffee with someone. I could go to the local Rotten Ronnie's at the end of the street, get a cup of coffee because everybody go with me. McDonald's basic coffee is what Tim Hortons coffee used to be because of how the roasting brands have switched. And Tim Hortons doesn't make coffee anymore. It makes gross flavored stuff that they charge too much for. I can go to get a cup of coffee, sit down, and so long as somebody else is in the restaurant, I could bind off this sock and be fine. I have no plans to go get a cup of coffee out of the apartment this week, so it's not going to happen. So as soon as I can bind off, we have our first FO for the month. And it is a finished pair of socks because this is the second sock. So now that this is in a hold pattern, I need to pick up the next project for Get Her Done month in January. And I think it's going to be my sister's mittens. Why? Because I have a mitten and 2 thumbs to make. Mitten and 2 thumbs. So I'm going to pick that up this week. And my hope is to have a finish every week. I'm counting the sock as a finish because I'm not dumb enough to attempt it on my own. I don't want to drop a stitch and make my life difficult when waiting till I have a human, and I will see a human before the end of January. Like there will be human contact before the end of January. So that's going to happen. So we're going to do my sister's mitts, and I was making big chunky brioche mitts for her that are going to be lined. So that's this week's project, and I'm going to try to get that done. I will take photos for you guys. I mean, done. I want the mittens knit. I want the lining sewn. I want them inserted. I want the kit and caboodle done. I want it so finished. I want the ends woven in. Like I want this done and off my plate this week. So that's to get her done for the week. But wait, there's more. Of course, there's more. You might post the link for the herringbone cardigan before I'm done podcasting. There also. Um, awesome. You do wonder correctly about all the whips being in a spreadsheet. The answer is no. Only half of the whips are in a spreadsheet right now. I did start a spreadsheet. I've got 1 through 10 done. I have 20 whips. We just did a whip parade last Wednesday. If anybody wants to watch, that's me talking to the screen a lot. But we got through everybody. I need to put the last of them in. But I have a section that says whips, and then I have a title bar heading break where it says new starts for 2026. And I have already put the Iskald sweater in, and I have already put the herringbone sweater in. So, one day we might be able to confuse me for an organized human. I want to make pie charts out of my crochet and knitting. I make pie charts out of my book reading habits. I want to move that over to crafting this year. And I'm done saying I'm going to do it, not doing it. We're doing it this year. That's how that's going to work. Okay, so we've been playing the home game. We're up 2 sweater cast-ons. We're working on mitts this week for my sister for the Get Her Done challenge. Tomorrow, I'm posting an Instagram post with 2 Halloween project options because again, we're going to do a Halloween project every month. So tomorrow, everybody gets to vote on Instagram, possibly on YouTube here if I remember to post it on YouTube. I gotta get better at posting other places. I'm good at posting to Instagram, like nowhere else. For voting between the Halloween stocking and the haunted house cowl for the month of January. So those are also going on the to-do list this month. Thankfully, it's this month, not this week. So That's going to happen tomorrow for everybody because I need a post for Monday. Social media requires engagement, which leaves the fifth big project for the month. Because of course, why have one when I can have five? So, discount sweater, herringbone sweater, get her done challenge, Halloween for the month. It's time. Let's talk the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater test knit. Oh my God, I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. It's time to open up the emails for the test knitting. Holy cajeebers. I have a test knit code and Ravelry set up. Asa and me are still looking over the fine details of the pattern, mostly me, not so much Asa. And it's time to put the call out. Now, the size range for this bad boy is 32 inches to 62 inches. It is a wide range for testing, but be careful, careful. If you've never tested it for me before, here's the rundown. I love everybody dearly, but as we just saw with tech, I need to corral everybody to one place and one place only for checks. So it will be by email. In the subject line, you have to put Choose Your Own Adventure Sweater or CYOA sweater test knit. I receive a lot of spam email and I will go hunting, but if the CYOA advent test knit is not in your subject line, I will miss your email and you won't get in on the test netting. I really need to stress I got to be able to do it by screen reader, and the screen reader doesn't care if I know your name. The screen reader reads me the subject lines because that's where I have my mouse pointed. When you're signing up, you're agreeing to complete the body of the sweater and at least one sleeve. If you get the second sleeve done, excellent. I highly encourage a complete sweater, but the bare minimum is a full sweater, body, and a sleeve so that all of the bits have been tested out, right? It is fingering weight. However, if you know how to do the math and you can get gauge and you want a denser, slightly thicker sport weight sweater or a DK weight sweater, I am happy for some yarn weight changes. This is a Choose Your Own Adventure sweater, which means you don't get to see my sweater because I don't want to influence your choices. I will be knitting along with the test knitters again because, well, quite frankly, there's multiple sweaters in this one sweater pattern. So I'm going to make a different one this time around. It's fine. You will get 3 documents. The first one's your info sheet. The quiz is in the info sheet. You have to read the info sheet and answer the quiz questions. That's the point of the Choose Your Own Adventure section. The second document is just the answer key options. So you are testing for a stockinette or garter stripe, and then you are getting 2 different lace options and 2 different texture options. So you might have one texture, one lace. You might have all texture, no lace. You might have all lace, no texture. The quiz was interesting. The quiz was interesting to format. Trust me on this one. Those are going to be individually on their own page. It's important because each one of those pages. Oh, my screen went dark. What is it telling me? No, Phaedra. Doing a lot of instructions. Because I didn't want to make a sweater document that was 50 million pages long. Each of the increases for each of the options are on their option page. So you need to print or mark, however you do your stuff, which options you have so that you just are accessing that piece of information. The third document is the basic sweater where all the math and increases are, and it's set up that way so that if you make the sweater and you like it and it fits and you love the fit, but you want to make it and you don't want to worry about anything else, you can just make the sweater. So at its core, you have a basic sweater, and then you have a garter or stockinette stripe, and then you have a lace or texture stripe. So you guys can do the math on that, on how many variations there are. So if you've got garter or stockinette, and then you've got 4 different types of lace or texture options, 2 lace, 2 texture. This is more than one sweater. This is taking me a long time to do. I have tested out through the shoulder increases from 32 through 62. I have not fully tested all of the size range for all of the parts. I would still be knitting if that was the case. I have made it in my size. I made it with 48-inch bust with zero ease. The pattern is written for zero ease. So if you want ease in your pattern, you need to go up a size. Just so everybody knows what they're doing. So if you want to sign up to test knit, subject line CYOA sweater test knit to Northern Knits Podcast at gmail.com. Please include your top 3 choices on what sizes you would like to knit. They are going up in 2-inch increments from 32 to 62. So 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, you get the idea. If you want to include your finished bust size and how much ease you prefer to have in a sweater, absolutely do that. The more information you give me, the better I'm going to be able to put you in the right category for it. My hope is to test twice at each size. And I want you to get in there and fiddle with the pattern. I want you to shorten the body, lengthen the sleeves. I want you to do short rows, not do short rows. I want to test the robusticity of the pattern. I need to make sure it's not breakable. It's important. So I want individual variations to it because everybody's an individual and we're making something to fit our human selves. So I wrote it for basic body length. I've added length. I wrote in short rows and tested short rows. I didn't do short rows because I don't do short rows. It's not a thing I do. So I want those extras in there and I want everybody to fiddle with it and tell me how they like it. There are 2 sleeve lengths, an elbow sleeve and a full sleeve. You get to choose which one you want to do. Again, it's part of the quiz. Otherwise, sign up. I love you if you've never tested it for me before. I do need Ravelry project pages and I need photos. They don't have to be on real human bodies with faces. But if you're comfortable putting your real human body in your real human sweater and taking a photo from the neck down, I would appreciate it. So would everybody else who's looking at the patterns. However, bare minimum, a photo of the sweater nicely draped over a surface. Totally fine. I want to see different colors. I want to see different choices, and I want to see the variability in it. It is a choose your own adventure sweater. I want to see how wild we can all go. And again, I need 2 sizes of everything. And I'm not counting myself in the test knit. So technically we will have 3 of the 48-inch bust. Because I like things that have very extreme negative ease. It's preference. So there we go. We're open. We're going to take test knitters for the first 2 weeks. And then once I've got that all done and everybody's lined up, there's going to be a Ravelry thread for everybody to chat in. You're going to get a test your knit link with the email reply. You'll be told all of the additional information I can give you via emails when it arrives in. And it is going to be first come, first serve, which means everybody start laughing now also gets first pick. And then from there, we're going to be off to the races. I'm hoping to release at like the end of March, early April as an end of month birthday present for the podcast and for myself, since we all started in March. However, I acknowledge that there is a vast difference between knitting a 62-inch bust and a 32-inch bust. So if we need to extend a little bit for the ladies who are knitting me the larger sizes, we will absolutely extend a little bit for the ladies for the larger sizes. My hard deadline is the 1st of May. So I am willing to sort of slide into April if we have to, just to accommodate for things. But there you go. We're ready for test knitters, guys. Do you ever think we'd get to this point? Oh, thank you, Asa, for putting the email in the chat. I appreciate it. It is the herringbone shrug, Asa. You are correct. Checking. It's because I can't. I wonder if I can get it so that it would just read everything. Can I do that? Let's double tap. And let's see if the next message just auto reads to me. Sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't. But there you go. It took 2 rewrites and a whole redesign, but I got it done. Wow, so much work. And there's more work to do. There's more work to do. Of course, there's more work to do. Yay. I can already tell you the gauge is 20 stitches over 4 inches because that's the gauge of fingering weight I like to work in. But if you're willing to do the math, you can certainly go up to a sport or a DK weight if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with fingering. So there we go. Choose your own adventure sweater test knit. And yes, I will do a post for that this week for Instagram for everybody with a bunch of different colored yarns for options. I can already tell you right now, I tested garter. I have never picked garter. I have always picked stockinette because it's in the round, and I don't like purling in the round. I don't mind purling flat. It's in the round I don't like. So I'm kind of thinking I probably should, for this one, do a garter stripe because the first one I did stockinette. This one seems fair, right? However, having said that, when I tested the garter, the texture bumps looked great because you got all this nice variation in texture and feel. But I prefer the stockinette and lace combo. However, that's a personal preference. You might like the garter and lace combo. I don't know. I don't know. And again, you can take the quiz, you can do the answers, you can look at the option sheets, and then change your mind and pick whatever you want. Totally okay. You don't have to stick with what the quiz gives you for an answer. You can make up your own mind and change it if you want. Or roll a dice. I've been known to do that. Okay, I think that's it for work stuff. We've went through the projects. I'm now apparently doing 5 really big things in the month of January. That's going to go great for me. And now we can talk about the fun stuff. We've got Yarn Club to open, and my uncle took me to Michael's. So that happened. Yikes. Let's talk yarn and acquisitions, shall we? Let's talk fun stuff. Oh, Nikki, you're with me. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm with Nikki. Don't get me wrong. Sibling stuff this week. Next week, I want to see if I can crank out 2 sweater sleeves in a week. I really don't think I can, but I really want to try. Nikki, I think you could do 4 or 5 sweaters because you've got because you got the ones for the kids, right? And then you finished Marvels. You had the extra length of Marvel's body already. So like that one's creeping really close to done, isn't it? Am I wrong? I think that was the Marvel one you were working with. I think it was Marvel. Again, the messages are coming via also because I can't read chat today, guys. Hi, everyone. Okay, we need to get rid of this blanket strip because we don't need it anymore. Do we want to open up Stash Club yarn first? I think we do. I think we do. I'm going to pull out my super smexy Walmart bag, reusable Walmart bag, where we crammed 12 skeins of yarn in. I think we're going to open up this one first. Yes, we are. We've got a bag. It's full of yarn. I have no idea. The mysterious Mr. B picked this year's yarns. The Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. wrapped the yarns, and she said she changed 2 because she wanted to change 2 up for different colors. And I said, okay. And then we crammed them in a bag. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't even allowed in the room when this was being done. I had to be outside the range of vision, so I couldn't see what was going on. And we've got different size skeins here. Should I pull it like a hank, or should I pull it like a squished ball that could be like a smaller hank or a weird hank? She likes to wrap these, so I don't know what's going on. I think we'll go hank for the month, right? This one looks good. Let's do this one. This is year 2 of the collection club. So this is made out entirely of stash yarn that I already have in my collection. If anybody's watched the first one, I have 500 skeins of yarn. It's not hard to find a skein I don't quite individually remember going on. But let's open up this bad boy. Okay. No, I just have my railroad duck. That's the latest new duck that I've got, Jude. And yes, Nikki, sleeves, pockets, and buttons. That's not too bad. Not for Marvel size. That should go pretty quickly. I think you can do 4 or 5 sweaters, Nikki. No, Jude. I need to begin the hunt for collecting duckies for this year because now it's a thing. Now it's a thing. I gotta keep my eye open up. I should check to see when the Rubber Ducky Museum opens up in Canada and see if I can place an order. We'll go for that. Why am I being precious about this? I'm not keeping this. It's because it makes noise. That's why. Wow, what did she cram in here? It won't come out. Oh my god. Guys, this is terrible. Okay, put that on the ground. My cat's gonna play with it for sure. For sure. What am I missing? What is this? Now, I can't. Oh no, I could. This will take. Okay, this will take a hot second, but I think we're gonna try something here. The big yellow needs close. You are correct. That's fine. Oh heavens, that's nothing wrong with that. Let's be honest. I was my adult height by the time I was 16, just shy of 6 feet tall. I went from kid size to not kid size very, very quickly. It was my mom couldn't keep me in pants for a couple of years, though she certainly did try, because that's just how quickly I grew. That's not unusual. All right, we've got. I'm not sure I'm ready to register consciously that my rubber ducky needs clothes. I know my rubber ducky needs clothes, but I don't want to acknowledge that my rubber ducky needs clothes. Let's see what we can do here. Zoom. Don't just tell me it's the zoom button. Actually zoom. This is Agent Art's yarn, which is why I'm trying to pull up the name for you guys because they have the best names. They have the best names. We are 185 grams. Oh, Erin's written over top of this. We might not be Agent Art. We might have been reusing the ball band. If she didn't write anything else, then we are the ball band. She just waited for me, which means it's like two skeins put together. I'm double checking for info of an important variety. Yes, Erin, I know. Hold it up to the screen. Oh, is it this one? Okay. Well, no. You can't use one finger. You have to use two fingers to tap things. Because that's it. So we might be lichen in my crevices. We might not be. I don't think we are. I think we're reused, and I'm not sure what color we are, but we're 185 grams. It feels like. Oh my God, this ball bed barely fits. Let's open this up. Come here. What can we do with 185 grams? Like a lot. That's 200 grams of yarn. Come here, 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 come here. Oh my word. You're a problem child, aren't you? Okay, Erin thinks it's like in the crevices, and I tend to agree from what I'm able to. I have my window open, so the light's mucking with my vision, so I can't quite focus on colors. So I will have to close my window blinds once we're done here to take a proper look. Either way, I have 185 grams of fingering weight yarn. What am I going to make with this? Oh, could you stop? Yeah, that's right. I just used my yarn to whack my cat in the head. It's like almost 200 grams. What can I do with just shy of 200 grams of fingering weight yarn? Like the answer is a lot. It is wintry. Should I focus on making like mittens and a headband situation? Like mittens, the headband, the cowl. I could do that. Can I twist this yarn up? Oh my God, so twisty. I love you. What do you want? 4.5 beats, good size. I got a yes. I got one of my ex's daughters. Uh, his wife's like 5'2". He's taller than I am. Unshockingly, his their their little one, who's now 6 as well, uh, is also about 4.5 feet tall, which makes sense to me given that he's nearly 6 feet tall. She's like, my child is so big. She wants to be picked up by her mom, right? Like, can you even do that? She's like, well, that's interesting. I'm like, fair. Because there'd be limbs everywhere. Stop it. Would you like snacks? Fine. Me and the internet are thinking about what I'm going to do with all this lichen in my crevices. That's just sounds wrong. That just sounds wrong. Snackies? Okay. Hang on. We're demanding snackies for the day. Here you go. Have some snackies. Hey, 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 hey. Turn around. You moron. Okay, snackies. Done. I like the idea of like some fingering mittens and like a headband or a hat or a cowl. Maybe mittens and a cowl? Mittens and a cowl would be nice. That could be good. Maybe mittens, a kerchief style cowl, and a headband. Hear me out. That would get me a matched set. I don't think I've had a matched set in anything in a hot minute. I've had some accidental matching, but I don't think I've had a matched set. The question is, what patterns? Because I mean, technically, at 200 grams, I could do like a cropped something or other, but or a shawl. This is enough for a full shawl in like a nice lace pattern. No, I think we're gonna knit ourselves some fingering weight mittens, and then a kerchief style neck piece and a headband. And we'll see how far we can get with that. The stash stuff has no deadline goals because I've got some massive sweatering stuff going on this month. Massive sweater stuff going on this month. I need some tea. But dang, how did you get this into a small enough, Aaron, into a small enough ball that I thought it was one hank? It's darn near two hanks. I don't think I'm that bad at telling about the hank weight that I yarn. I'm literally just stacking stuff on top of stuff. At some point, that's going to cascade down and attack me. It's going to attack me. All right. Extreme skill. Yeah. Well, they kids grow really fast, like really fast. Oh my God. Yeah, suggest up. Asa will make sure I get all the suggestions. Don't worry. She loves to send me huge message links, where it's just links to send me down rabbit holes. But I think, yeah, unless you have any other thoughts about it, because my first thought is like mittens, little cowl situation, headband match set, but with 184 grams, like the window's pretty open. Like we could make other things. And I'm down for some suggestions if people have got them. Pattern suggestions too, if you've got a specific pattern, totally game. Let's talk about the yarn I picked up at Michael's. Because I have two horkin' huge Michael's bags that I want to go through. I don't think I didn't text message my uncle this morning when I realized he had snuck two extra skeins in there that I don't recall asking for. And I said, "Were you just adding yarn for fun at the end?" And he went, "Yep." I was like, "Okay, cool." Of course he was. Of course he was. Totally fair. That would be much faster also for you to just copy in messages. I got some big balls because they were on sale. And I have some crochet things I want to do, which tend to eat up more yarn. And oh, I didn't take out the no. Just because I'm playing in the bag doesn't mean you play in the bag, ma'am, ma'am. First two are Pound of Love, which is a worsted weight acrylic. I want to crochet a very specific worsted weight cardigan. It requires two colors, so I got two colors because it is opened. It's made on a larger hook, so it's nice and drapey, and I'm excited by that. But even if I don't, one of these balls is a lot of yardage. I absolutely can find stuff to do with it, and I can also beat my cat up with it. Stop! So we've got this really nice dark color. Oh, color. I have no plans for this other than to annoy my cat by throwing it at her. It is white ball bag because I saw them taking it out. We've got the white Pound of Love to go with the dark green Pound of Love. Yeah, yeah. Should look good. Should look good. Could you stop it? I'm annoying her. She doesn't like it. I'm only going to hold up one ball. There are two balls of this cotton. What is this cotton? I think it's a loops and threads or a, everybody went to these really pale ball bands and terrible coloring. Loops and threads, but this is their cotton, which is fine. I've never worked in their loops and thread cotton before. I have two of the blue for the marled blankets. I'm enjoying crocheting in this cotton, which is great because again, I'm also number four cotton. I'm My wardrobe has one fingering weight commercial made black cardigan. That's it. That's all the black cardigans I own. And I need to change that for a couple wardrobe staples because I have some color combos that just do not work with anything else without me channeling my grandmother a lot. And I love my mom's mom. My mom's mom would mismatch like printed stuff. As a kid, it drove me nuts, and as an adult, I fear it. I fear it so hard because of my vision loss that I know for some of them I need to make a black cardigan this year. It's fine, I can't see the yarn anyway. What's the difference? So I'm going to keep working in this blue. And if I continue to still enjoy working in this blue, I think I'm going to go pick up some balls in the black and make a couple of cotton ones, again, so that I can wash it aggressively. And I think I'll pick up enough that I can do a knit cardigan and a crochet cardigan. So we're talking like 4 or 5 balls, right, by the time. So I'm going to have to save up to do it, but that's okay. I am enjoying it. We're going to see how it washes. I got a swatch in this that I'm going to wash, and we'll see how that goes. But I got two of these because reasons. Because reasons. That at least had a purpose. That's why we'd gone in there. Now, oh yeah, Nikki, you could get me into a lot of trouble, babe. Nikki could get me into a lot of trouble because Nikki and I both like Marley Bird. It could be a problem. First big bag done. I said first. There's more than one. Last in here, I've wanted to work in the Karen cake like a cloud for so long. For so long. We went in to get the cotton yarn for the blanket, people. The rest of this just got it put into the basket. We're not finished. There's another big bag to go. And I found these in the, if anybody's been into Michael's, they have bins on the end, and sometimes they have well, multiple balls in a bag to indicate same dye lot, not they just haven't been pulled out of the bag to put on the shelf. And these two were in a bag, so we're the same dye lot, but we're the like a cloud. And oh my God, people, people, this in a shawl format with my cobalt blue spring coat. Hello, hello. Also, I'm gonna have to guard this very carefully with my life because it is acrylic, which means my mother could take it. There's enough white. I don't think that's a risk, but could be a risk. I don't think in this color. I think if I pick different colors, it'd be a risk. But in this colors, I don't think it's a risk. However, holy jeebers! I already know I'm casting this on in March. I'm casting these on in March. It's going to be my birthday present to myself. It's casting these on in March. But I'm so excited. These aren't going on the ground because my cat will absolutely run away with them. We're just gonna stack those back there. I know that can't go on the ground. That can't go on the ground. We'll be in so much trouble. She will absolutely run away with everything. Do I ever want to know what's going on? I don't wish to toggle media keyboard. Thank you. Ah, we're receiving some links. Okay, that explains that. Okay, I have to wait for the whole URL to read before I get the message. God, I hate TalkBack. All right, but wait, there's more. Because I went into Michael's with my uncle, and it's a problem because he knows this brings me joy. So just it tends to be a thing. So I have no idea. I probably touch a lot of things. To be fair, this is some loops and threads. I think we are. What are we? It says loops and threads. That's convenient. I do like the dark print. It's just sometimes I can't focus on it. It feels like thick and quick. Could be thick and quick. Anyway, I got a random two balls. I don't know. I didn't know that these were in the card. I didn't know that these were being paid for. Um, but these are really good colors for mommy. I can make something for my mom. Mom, do you need another? Do you want a headband, Mom? Like a headband mitt thing? I could do you a headband mitt thing. I'm just assuming my mom's watching. She might not be watching. She might be busy doing other things. But I think this would be really good mom color. It's a 4. I think it's loops and I don't know if it's thick and quick, but it's definitely loops and threads, and it's a nice feeling acrylic. It's not as soft as the carrot cake like a cloud, but we are still quite freaking soft. No, I like that idea. Maybe something for my mom. Maybe something for my mom. I mean, to be fair, I'm sitting on a lot of stuff for my mom. I gotta give her anyway. Where you're just gonna go on the ground because I have nowhere else to put you, buddy. We could just there's nowhere else to stick you. I need tea. Ooh. Mmm, tea. Now for the piece de resistance. I was looking at yarn. I don't look at end caps. I just went straight to the aisles. My uncle calls me back. And he goes, "What in the world is this? And what in the world would you use it for?" So intrigued, I walked to the end of the aisle. And what had he seen? Oh, he saw the anniversary cakes. You guys remember last year I had like 3 anniversary cakes to deal with? I made a blanket out of it for a queen size bed. Um, they were on sale, so I got one in one color. Look how bright and cheerful that is. So good. So good. Am I going to be making sweaters out of this? I think I'm going to make some like oversized cardigan situations. Okay, but don't worry, they were on really good sale. So we got 2. Oh my god, at least that's the end of the bag. For the record, all of this was somehow crammed into a basket. I don't know how he got all of this in a basket, but he did. These ones are definitely a bit more muted than the other ball. The other ball is definitely upright, and that's fine. Uh, However, I really freaking enjoyed working on the Karen cake anniversary cakes. They're shy, freaking enormous, but they're just fun. They're just fun. So I am super excited to have more anniversary cakes to play with. I'm definitely thinking some quick crocheted oversized cardigan situations, which I think would be perfect. Some like cozy up, cuddle underneath, watch movie situations, which I can wear in May, or actually in April when the heat goes off in the building and it's just a touch cool. Hi, Kat. I'm going to put that on top of your head. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. But there we go. I got yarn, which is the wrong direction for a de-stash. Fine. It's fine. I got yarn for Christmas. I got yarn in the advent. We've been doing a lot of yarn intake the last 2 months. Slow down on the yarn intake. Maybe. I will go from there. Okay. Oh, don't worry. I also got yarn from Susanna. So Susanna sent me yarn too. So lots of things going on. Yes. Mark those as red. Totally fair. However, there we go. Guys, we made it. It only took 3 restarts, a huge amount of tech issues, also volunteering to help read chat, but we made it to the end of the podcast. 2026 is starting off lovely. Don't forget, if you want to sign up for the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater, I will do an Instagram post with all of the details for everybody as well this week, so they can all have all the information written down somewhere. If you have a moment at a time, if you can hit the like button or the heart button. But if you're not subscribed, if you can subscribe, that super helps. I opened up the last of the 12 goals I might have to do this year. And for better or worse, the universe is taking care of a lot of stuff this year. My goal is to get over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and see if we can't start making some progress towards having 50 paid Patreon members. Because at that point, I get to do a draw for fun stuff that my dad has made. So we've got a serving tray and a trivet and a couple of other handmade wooden goods for draw, and I would really like to draw the prizes for people for that. So that is what the universe has decided that I have to focus on this year. So that means more YouTube content. I really need to start learning how to do YouTube Shorts. They're a thing. I don't like them, but they seem to be big for the algorithm, and we're going to go from there. So Good news is I don't have to focus on weight loss. Apparently, that is something the universe is going to cover for me this year. Yes, move forward. Working on the social media this year. That's the goal. I've got the yarn. We've got 5 big projects. We got a test knit starting. I feel like the month of January is going to fly by really quick for me, and I'm not going to know where all the time's going. Oh, goody. All right, that's it. We're done. So until next Sunday, unless I see you guys in the chats on different threads and in different channels, I'm going to say that I'm Jocelyn. This is the Northern Miss Podcast. And no matter where your week takes you, you guys, don't forget to craft. Where's my mouse? There it is.